Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and otherwise, my name is AJ. I'm the friendly hermit. Welcome, my drinking buddy. If you're new here, I needed a buddy to have a beverage with outside in the nice weather, and hopefully you're that person. I don't know what your situation is, but my drinking buddies, for the most part, they've moved away. If you've hung out with me before, you already know that. And feel free, you don't have to drink one of these. You could drink whatever you want. You could drink whatever you want. Have a coffee, have a water. This is the official, unofficial beverage of the channel. It's our palate cleanser before we get to the review. And today's review is particularly, I don't know. I've never tried this beer, but I'm excited because it should kind of fill a gap, and there's some history. There's some history with this type of beverage, so we'll get into that. But for now, cheers. If you, there's no cuts here. Just put the video aside. You're just listening while you're cooking or something. I don't know. But yeah. This is a channel based on, I just don't have a drinking buddy anymore. So I decided, you know what? The camera. You're the new person. You're the guinea pig. So if it works, it works. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. Move on. That's fine. I'm not doing this for you. I just need to get outside. I gotta fill my time, and one of the ways I do that, I've been making videos for a long time. It's been like 20 years or something. I've been very into recording and posting, Never had much success, but that's okay. I'm just doing it for fun, It's for fun. But that said, a lot going on these days. And by the time you watch this, I film usually much in advance. It's a beautiful day. I can't sit in the sun for too long, so I don't want this to take too long, but it's early in the season and I don't have a base tan or sunscreen. So a lot going on. And I don't want to get into specifics of daily events because, by the time you see this, months could have passed. So we're going to kind of take the day's advance. We're going to take the day's events and advance that into the future. I said that really weird, but I'm going to apply it to, something I want to talk about, which is more or less the theme today is, what did you think? And this is a complicated one for me. I don't actually want to talk about this because I don't know enough, and it's so new. There was another attempt on, and I'll never say the name on my channel because it's, again, this is not a political channel. It's just, again, I want to get to the core of it. But DJT, that's all I'll say. That's how we'll refer. There was an attempted shooting, and we don't know anything, like on our end as civilians, you know, sitting out here in the woods, having a beverage. I can't remember the name of the event. It's in the States. I don't care. Like I do care, and that's why I'm talking about it. But really, it's just bad for my mental health to do videos on politics because I'm too smart and too yeah. It's not good to talk about. But I just have like I'm seeing people, and they're saying things like. You know, like, how could this have happened? Like, particularly on the right. And I don't want to say everything is propaganda. Again, this is why I don't want to talk about this. Because there's so many unknown factors. And I could talk with the tinfoil hat on my head, as many of you are doing. Everyone's saying, oh, this attempted shooting was staged and this and that. I don't know if that's true. Let's really look into the American administration as it is today. Like, my sweet summer child. They're stupid. They're really dumb. They're the dumbest people I've ever seen in my life. They're so stupid. They're the dumbest. Or we have nepotism. We have bootlickers. We have, you know, guys, come on. What are we doing? Why are we pretending? Why are we pretending that there's this grand scheme? Why are we pretending? That there's this grand plan? Like some dark and evil, no. There isn't this puppet master in the background. Like, oh, look. Oh, Black Rock. Whoa. There's this boogeyman. We love to pretend there's this boogeyman because that makes more sense than the obvious, which is they are incompetent fools. And here's the question that's getting tossed around right now online, is that well, it's so obviously staged. So, and that's not a question. I understand that's not a question. That it's a statement. But okay, let's rephrase that. That's the statement. That's the kind of. There are people that are saying, "Oh, this is so obviously staged," right? I just want to say, you are giving the American administration, as it currently stands, way too much thought. Way too much thought. Consider, this is my opinion, right? It's just my opinion. I haven't done research, I haven't looked into it, it's so new right now. But I'm just going by everything I've seen thus far. A lot of people like to say DJT is playing four-dimensional chess. No, he's looking at chess and not playing or paying attention to anything. He's just, grabbing things by the P word. No, he's an Epstein fan, let's just say that. But this is not what I'm trying to get at. My point is, really think about this dumb, and I don't even want to be mean, because it kind of puts my, like, what I'm about to say, like, it makes me seem like I'm just being mean and therefore not, critical, like, in a constructive way. But I promise you, and you must, either you know this or you're playing on, the side of whatever propaganda you've been fed. He might be one of the stupidest people, and this is objective. Again, just trying to, like, objectively, from what I've seen in my life, he is one of the stupidest human beings I've ever seen in my life. It's just an objective reality. And so when people are posting saying things like, oh, well, he's playing 4-dimensional chess, or well, this is, and then the other side, oh, well, he's no. You're giving way too much credit to the, we're talking about somebody that literally, to our understanding based on what we've seen in the news, somebody that is incontinent, right? The oldest president ever, to my understanding. He shits his pants. And go back 5 years. Shitting pants aside, you think the things this man has said in the past are intellectual or strategic? You are so, like, I feel like you want there to be, like, oh, the people in power are so, I don't know what, they just have these connections and these plans, and they're not looking out for me personally. Maybe they're not trying to make my life better personally, but they have this strategy in place, and they're moving pieces on a board so that ultimately the United States wins, right? Don't be a fool. Don't be a fool. Don't be a fool. I want to say this, like, very clearly and very much into the screen. And you might not see my face. I don't know. I can't see. Don't be a fool. In the United States right now, these are the stupidest people that have almost ever held power, and the only reason this facade is continuing is because we're allowing it. We're complacent, and we are pacified, right? We're just scrolling casually. We go to work, we're not paid enough. We can't afford groceries, we can't afford gas, we can't afford the things that we might need to fight back, right? The only thing I can say that's intentional is that they are robbing you blind. The moment you look at what they're doing and you think there's a plan, my guy, my sweet baby bird, my sweet summer song, really, really think about it. Really, really think hard the next time you see, when you're scrolling aimlessly, doom scrolling. Really ask yourself, was this supposed to happen? Was this intentional? Come on. Be real for a minute. The only possible scenario where that could possibly have been a real thing. And what I mean to say is,
playing 4D chess for X, Y, and Z. The only reason is because somebody else spun the story. Because I will admit, and I will 100% wholly agree. Would you not say spin doctors? Like we've had tabloids, we've had, what do you say, biased news sources for since Fox News existed. It's not news, it's entertainment. I don't think they can legally brand themselves as news, but if they can, we need to put a disclaimer or something. Like, this is something that needs to happen immediately. My point is, what is happening right now is not competence to any degree. It is stumbling blindly through an inbred retardation, and I hate to use that word, but it's a reality, and fumbling over the media's visual, like, how do we, and this is the simplest answer, because this is what I wanted to get to. Pardon me, I dropped my thing here. This is what I wanted to get to, is that people are saying, oh, how is this possible? How is this possible? This man just ran in. It must be a conspiracy. If you're on the left, you're giving them way too much credit. Number two, the other side, if you're on the right, you genuinely think this is, like, you think they did their best. You thought somebody just ran in. I don't care what you think. I'm going to say that. I don't care. I don't care what you think. This isn't 4D chess. This isn't a strategy. This is a microcosm kind of shedding light on the greater, what do you say? Kind of revealing, like pulling back the veil, the curtain on what our society is right now. Canada is where I'm from. We've talked about that many times, so I can't say the same thing. I'm just adding my 2 cents to what I'm seeing. But if you're giving them credit in any shape or form on the right in the United States right now, thinking that they are doing something like, oh, there's some sort of plan, maniacal, no. DJT is just that stupid. Well, why is someone trying to, pop him again? He said, this is true. He said, I must be doing something right. When was the last time you did a really good job and someone popped in and said, I need you to... What? You're doing a great job! They're trying to play it off like... They're trying to play it off like he said his own words. Well, you make enemies when you do a really good job. He's a school teacher. He makes some of the lowest wages in your nation. You've done such a good job that several people, I think this is number 3, have tried and failed miserably, by the way. Frankly speaking, if, I don't condone it, but if you're going to, come on, guys, we can do better. 3 people have tried and failed, and it's because he's doing such a good job. Someone orders a latte and I give them a tea. Did I do a good job? Someone orders peace and I give them a war in Iran. Did I do a good job? Someone orders, I don't know, a new gaming mouse and keyboard on Amazon, and I give them VR controllers, but no VR set. This isn't rocket science, right? Like, am I crazy? Am I crazy? Am I this crazy? Am I so, either I am so much smarter than the average person that I'm looking down at, just the whole thing. And we have so many millions of people agreeing or disagreeing, whatever, on both sides, right? Trying to make sense of a senseless man. Am I crazy? Am I crazy? Am I the crazy one? Why are we pretending this was planned? No. And if it was, really, someone is so hated. I think you're underestimating how much hate, capital H, capital A, capital T, capital E, how much hate this man has not only spewed across the world from his own mouth. You have to see that, and if you don't, the conversation is over. Just X, do not subscribe. You're not meant to be. But a man and his administration, how much capital hate they've spread, bringing back even now, this is very recent, a shooting range? What do you even call it? Execution by just men with bullets because they don't want to pay for, I don't think execution is a good way to solve anything anyway. The death penalty is not a good thing. It's not helpful. It costs a lot of money. It's a waste of time. Look it up. Just look it up. Now we're just gonna, yeah. And that guy and his people, who are, there's a word for it. I'm drawing a blank because I haven't been in school in a little while. At least not in English dictionary world. It's not nepotism because that's family. What's the one? Bootlickers. What's that? I'm going to write the word on the screen probably because I feel so embarrassed that I forget the word. But we have a lot of this right now because those rich pieces of are benefiting, I could talk about this. I could rant about this for much longer, but it's already been 20 minutes. But I just go genuinely, if you're on, I don't care what side of the fence you're on, man. I don't. But my point is, if you are sitting here right now thinking there's a plan, I don't care what side you're on. If you're thinking there's an ultimate plan, if you're thinking there's 40 chest, if you have sympathy, he didn't deserve that. Why would they possibly do this a third time? Both sides. Take a step back. Remember how stupid and how evil stupid he is and how evil his policies are. And even if he himself is not
I wouldn't even give him credit to say he made the policies. He just signs the paper. I genuinely don't. He's so stupid. There's no way he understands policy. You're giving him credit. It's not him writing the policies. I don't know, man. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Both sides are giving this stupid, uneducated, inbred, Nepo baby so much credit. 4D chess? He can't count to 4 and he can't spell to the letter D. I'm telling you, this mother F. I can't be the smartest person. I can't be the smartest person in society. Please tell me. Please tell me somebody agrees. Or somebody sees what I'm seeing. Please tell me. I'm embarrassed. And I'm afraid. Like, I don't want to participate anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm just done. I'm going to come out here and I'm going to review a beer. And I'm going to do everything in my power to not give my money to billionaires anymore. And you should do the same. That's all. Everything you can do. Everything you can do to make that not happen. If the government isn't representing you, why should you work for the government? Why should your paycheck go in the hands of the government? Why should your Amazon, on average, makes per employee, this is an average, and I'm paraphrasing, on average, Amazon, Jeff Bezos, presumably, makes $50,000 per employee. So whatever he is paying his individual employee, so that employee that's just packing a box, sending it into the truck driver takes it to and delivers it. On average, he makes $50,000 per head. That is exploitation at its finest. That is capitalism at its finest. And if you think that you are being represented by any government right now, just remember, they could pay you $40,000 a year more, and they would still profit $10,000 on your labor. On average, right? And that's Amazon. Again, Amazon. I'm just very broadly speaking, very broadly. I don't know what to say except, I don't know how to end this except, don't listen to them. Don't listen. If you don't have a torch, if you don't have a pitchfork, get creative. I don't condone anything. I'm just saying the way things are now, we're not fixing the problems. And if you don't see a problem, congratulations. I'm glad for you. I'm happy for you. But a large majority of people we're out here drinking our sorrows away. I don't like getting on those rants, I know. Really, it's going to divide the audience. I don't even know what the audience... I've filmed like 22 episodes, and I've only posted 4. There is no audience, so as far as I'm concerned, I can say whatever I want right now. But palate cleanser aside, I have a very important beverage to review for myself. And I know there's no way you're still watching, but again, this channel is for me, it's not for you. The palate has been successfully cleansed, and now we are on to Sleeman Clear 2.0 Lime Light Lager. Wow. We're adding some fruity flavors into the mix right now. John Sleeman has his... I burped. John Sleeman has his signature here, along with some French. Other side says, quality and tradition since 1834. This is a 473 milliliter. It's a tall boy. 4%. 4% alcohol per volume. Whoop, almost dropped it. Can. But this is one of them low-calorie beers, so I can appreciate that. A lot of people I know have made the transition onto the into the low-cal area because again we're you get to a certain age and it starts to catch up with you. Light beer with natural lime flavor. Now, what I want to say and why I chose this beer in particular is because Corona in a bottle with a slice of lime in the neck. In my experience, if I had to pick, because you know me by now, hopefully, if you've been watching, a 10 out of 10 beer to me is a pass, right? I want to say it's hard for me to pick another 10, but if I had to, off the top of my head, it's very specific. It's Corona in a bottle. So clear bottle Corona, the standard Corona bottle that you would normally see. It's like 350 milliliters or something, whatever it is. With that lime wedge stuffed into the neck on the hottest summer day, like on a beach or something, maybe on a lake, on a little island, a little private island. That is the absolute pinnacle of refreshing beer, in my opinion. That would be my equivalent of a 10 to my Pabst, which, again, it's almost impossible to replicate. Number 10, 10 out of 10 is a perfect beer. That's such a specific requirement because I don't want that same bottled Corona just on an average day. Like if it's in the winter, I'm at the pub, I'm not ordering that. But under those very specific conditions, that's a perfect beer, in my opinion. Every time I pick up one of these, something like this, I've never tried this specific beer before, but any beer that tries to add the lime flavor, even though it says natural lime, it never tastes the same. It's not as sour, it's not as bitter. There's a clash, right? The flavors are too artificial. I don't know how else to describe it, but that's my experience. So I'm hoping that this guy in particular, because it's such a beautiful day and the summer is approaching, I thought we would experience this version of a light lager with lime flavor. And flavor is not, I don't like the word flavor, just say the word lime. If you have light lager and lime, that would make more sense, but lime flavor is the specific wording. So I assume lime is not an ingredient or not so literal as the wedge in the Also, the fact that it's a can, it has to be a bottle specifically, the clear bottle. I don't know why, but that clear bottle with the Corona. Because a can of Corona does not work. I've had tall cans of Corona I don't like. They're fine, but they just don't taste the same. But that ice cold, clear bottle of Corona with the lime slice in the neck, I'm telling you, that's a 10 out of 10 when it's a particularly hot summer day or whatever. Everything else I've had with lime flavor tastes like flavor, not like the same. And we're going to give this a shot and see how it compares. We've got the nutrition facts on the back here. Quick read off here. Calories 120. So again, it's the Sleeman Clear brand, so less calories than a standard tall can. And really, sugar's 2 grams, protein 1 gram. Like, it's nothing. Sodium 30 milligrams. It's all just nothing, right? Potassium 50, calcium 40. Contains barley, And then of course we have the don't drink and drive, do not drink while pregnant, and we ID people to purchase this product. There's a little bit of a signature that says ball down there. I don't know if you can see that either. Sleeman.com, brewing and malting company, Guelph. And to my understanding, to my remembrance, when I was delivering for UPS, we delivered to the Sleeman factory in Guelph. And that's where they made Pabst. Or rather, it was a warehouse. I think it was the Sleeman warehouse. They had a mountain of PBR. So these technically should be like siblings right now, and I'm hoping they pair well. So Dinker and Sinker for the palate cleanser. And of course, all we have to say about the Sleeman logo, we got the beaver with the maple leaf there. Obviously the word Sleeman in the red kind of chevron. And yeah, this is a can I've never tried, I've never seen. This is the first summer I've seen it. So if it's existed before this, it must have, but this is my first experience. So without further ado, Sleeman Clear 2.0 Lime Light Lager. Let's give this a shot. We'll give the Jacob Jones thumbnail. He always does the open mouth stupid. Like, moves it in a little close. He does stuff like that, I don't know, dude. Like, that's what it is, dude. I like doing a smile and a and a point. Anyway, let's give this a go. Dinker and Sinker, friends. Sound of heaven. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Right into the microphone. I love that sound. I love that sound. All right. Are you ready? All right. All right. 4% alcohol per volume. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. I wish I could see the ingredients in this can. I wish I could see the ingredients in this can. I want to start by saying, by a long shot, this is the best lime-flavored beer that I've ever had, short of the Corona with the literal lime slice in it. This emulates it very well. I might even be... I'm so convinced, based on that flavor, this might be like actual lime juice in a beer. Like, it might be a real thing. Because it's not too sweet, there's no syrupy flavor, it's just the lime juice. Like, it tastes like if you took a lime, or maybe the essence of a lime, But it's not like, the lime skin. It's not like bitter. It's the flavor. It's sour. Sour and bitter are different, right? We have to acknowledge that. This is not bitter. It has lime sourness, but it's not sour. It's the flavor profile is sour, not fake. Does that make sense? And even if it is fake, it tastes so convincing. You could tell me, you could pour this in a pint, and you could tell me this is a beer with, like a shot of lime juice in it, and I would be like, yeah, yeah. This is really nice. This is really good. Wow. This is really, really good. Wow. This is probably the best lime flavored beer. I hate buying lime flavored beers, like Bud Light Lime. It tastes fake, and I don't know how else to describe it. You would have to try it. In fact, maybe one of these days we'll review a Bud Light Lime to compare it to the clear here, the Sleeping Clear. But the Bud Light Lime tastes like artificial lime flavor, kind of just like, droplets into just a normal, Bud Light, which is already like meh. And listen, Bud Light's fine for sipping. It's fine. But it's a little too sweet. This here, great balance. The body is like a light... Oh, this is crazy. Now that I'm placing it. Almost like this... I feel like it's not even accurate, but like if you had a Sprite, but you stirred out some of the carbonation, so that, because Sprite tends to have very like spicy, large bubbles, like a hard carbonation forward. Like it doesn't burn your tongue literally, but you know what I mean. When something is very highly carbonated, this is not that. Quite the opposite. It's a nice balance. The bubbles are, mid to small. It's more liquidy than it is flavor. And I'll say about the flavor is very much light beer, which it is, with lime juice in it, and it feels like authentic lime juice. I don't know if it is, but this is the closest, if you're going to just buy it in a can, this is the closest I imagine it should be. Because again, that Corona with the slice of lime down the neck of the bottle, again, I don't like the can of Corona. This comes close to that. Honestly, it does. It's not a 1-to-1. And you know what? Maybe one day we should compare the two to really get like what's the full experience, what's the full comparison? Because the flavor is always going to be a little simulated, particularly for a can. But this is totally passable. This is good. This is really nice. I could literally buy, if I'm going to a barbecue, I always compare it to a barbecue or an outdoor event in the summer. You could buy, if you're going to one of these events, you're going to the beach, you're going camping, whatever you're doing, you're going to sit around a campfire, be outside or whatever. You could drink this all afternoon. It would be the best. It would be the best. Like, this is great. There's a little flavor, and particularly if you're not a big fan of like hops, or even beer, like I'm not gonna judge you if you don't like the taste of beer. That's fine. this is in that range where it is beer, but it's not so beer forward. Like there's the way lime in particular works with a light beer. I don't know how to describe it aside from it is a match that is so beautiful. It just works on the tongue. It's refreshing. It is uplifting. It is easy. It is a sipper through and through. It has some flavor. So like compare it almost to like a Sprite or a 7-Up, but it's less carbonated. It's less for children, if I had to be honest. You know, it's like because I don't like sweet. This is not sweet, but it has the sensibilities of a Sprite or a 7-Up or something like that. It's it's funny to say, but it might be almost as if you took the flavor of the 7-Up or the Sprite and you added it to a beer, maybe stirred it so some of the carbonation left, and then, but it was more real, like in terms of the lime flavor. Does that make sense? That's a weird way to describe it. And again, no sugar. Like take the sugar away. This is not sweet. This is a nice balanced beverage. This is a great beverage. I can't give this anything lower than a 9, honestly. You could very easily enjoy this. Like this is a great beverage. Sleeman Clear 2.0 Lime Light Lager. I highly recommend this if you like lime in your beer. There's somebody walking over there. They're walking by and staring at me, looking into my camera, holding up my beer. That's why I keep the camera right here, so if anyone has any questions, I go. I'm not homeless. I'm doing a YouTube video. Yeah, this guy is fantastic, and I think you will enjoy it as well. Again, 9 out of 10 for me. This is a big one. This is a really easy and flavorful in the right way. That it's not too much flavor, but it gives you a little beer, a little lime. Again, Corona in a bottle, ice cold, with the lime in the stem on a hot summer day is a 10 out of 10 to me, which is a lot. That's a big number. I'm very picky with what I drink. This, I'm confident to give it a 9. I could sip on this and enjoy it. And in fact, I would pair this, if I had equal parts Pabst, equal parts this, switch it up throughout the day. Like, yeah, you're not going to go wrong here. This could go well with literally anything because it's not too much of a beer so much. It is beer, but it's not in terms of the flavor and in terms of like this is refreshing. Some beers sit heavy. This guy, have your favorite meal and sip on this like you would sip on a Sprite or a 7-Up or something. Very similar in terms of how it'll sit in your gut. So I feel like you could just enjoy this with whatever you enjoy. A salad, a nice chicken, a nice whatever they got, a nice sausage. What do you got on the grill? Have one of these and then have a nice meal and then come back, have another one. You're gonna have a good afternoon. You're gonna enjoy it. But you know what? It's been a long time. This is like an hour. This video is going on for an hour. I don't normally do these this long, so we're done for today. Thanks for hanging out, drinking buddy. This is a really good one. Again, 9 out of 10. Might even be higher than that. In fact, I might posthumously bump this up or down compared to, comparing it to some things we do in the future. But yeah, this is something very easy to enjoy. It's refreshing. It's simple. It's light. What's the, it's about $3 after tax or something in Canada. So please go and enjoy one of these if you are like me and you enjoy a Corona with a slice of lime, the bottle. And yeah, that's all I got to say. So sorry for getting political, and sorry for spending a lot of time. Hopefully, you had fun. I had fun. We'll see you in the next one. My drinking buddy. This is why I hang out with you, man. Because I do these videos because you hang out with me. Maybe this is why my drinking buddies all left. This is why they're all gone. Because I sit and waste everyone's time. I love you. Thanks for hanging out with me. And sorry if my opinions on the politics of the recent day are whatever, on whatever button I've pushed. Cheers. Hope to see you again, bud. Ta-ta for now. It's genuinely good. It's really nice. It's real easy. It's just an easy beverage.